Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She is in the house to help you get your money mindset together. Because it all starts up here, guys. Remember that you can't keep your health if you don't have your wealth, and you can't keep your wealth if you don't have your health. So we need to take care of both our health and our wealth. And today we're going to be talking about our wealth. Coach Caren comes all the way from Canada to let you know that you too can run a profitable business that's fun to run. So, with that, we're going to get started. We've been talking for several weeks about creativity. Are we still talking creativity?
Yeah, we're finishing up the month with it. We're finishing up the month.
Because there were so many facets to this. I was just like, oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about this, that, and the other, coach. So I'm going to turn it over to you because you are the subject matter expert. We'd love to hear more about creativity today.
So today we're ending it with content creation
Mm,
because this is how you get your content. This is it's from all the creativity that you're doing. When I hear people say, I don't know what to write, I don't know, I have no content to produce. I mean, they are so filled with content that I tell you, anytime I have to sit with a client and talk about content, they go away with pages full of ideas. We talk it through. I usually do a write up and send them, and suggestions, and they're always, just surprised. I mean, a 1 hour session with me, if you come prepared, will start you off with content for a minimum 30 days.
mm,
And through our journey, usually people end up with 90-day content that they can't believe, and they're supporting all the networks that they want to support. It's the pressure that we put on ourselves that stops us, even I at times, to not produce. When you put too much pressure on yourself and not seeing things that you do regularly as creatives, because so we're stringent on all the things we're told that has to line up a certain way, done a certain way, and if it's not so, people's not going to care
exactly.
about it. And then those same people turn around and say, "Oh, don't worry about it that way."
You know what I'm saying? And
Confuses
we get
people.
so confused by all these rules.
Hmm.
We just say, you know what? It's just too much trouble.
Yeah, and then you don't want to do it. So when you are in a creative spirit, so many great things come out of it that you should be using that as, even if it's just a title or a word or a phrase, and then you expand on it, and all of a sudden you've got this a lot of things create. So I talk about a couple of things we're going to go through here. Would you say you are a content creator? Like, you need to ask yourself, am I a content creator? Because most business owners are, but they don't even realize that they are. And I'll explain that in a minute.
Okay.
How is it that running, how is that going to turn, into product profitabil- profitability? And we'll talk about that in a minute. If you're not a content creator, what is holding you back? And we kind of skim over what usually holds us back: the procrastination, the overwhelm, and all that sort of stuff. That's what holds us back. But if you say that you're not a content creator, you're not in business. If you're in business, you're a content creator. The things that you're doing right now is your content.
Mm,
Don't reach for anything else. The reach happens after you understand the foundational content creation. Simple as this. My iPad is full of pictures of my son would ask him, Mom, why are you taking out all those photos? And when I first started doing it, I never knew why.
mm,
I'm like, this dish look good. Or I'll make a little 5-minute video in the kitchen because I was feeling just excited about what I was doing. Or I might be sewing something. When I was sewing masks, like I would just do a few, even though I never post those, just like how I cut out the mask and that sort of thing, right? And then if something happened in the midst of that, let's say my granddaughter walked in, Athena, and she said something, I probably include it in the content. So it's no strain on me because it actually happened. Like, there's no
mm.
lie. I don't have to make it up. I don't have to go look for it. How do I take that now and turn it into something that represents my company? Sometimes I don't. I just leave it as a personal interest story. And then sometimes, because you can just have personal interest story. This is the other part of content creation. Just personal story. You don't have to tie it in. People imagination is going to figure out how to tie it into you.
Mhm.
Period. It's just like when people see you, They decide about you. You don't have to do anything. They just decide, true or lie, they decide. So you're creating content daily, but you not see it. I want it to be so relaxing and so creative that you feel you could do it. That's really the key to it. And if you start doing a bunch of them and don't put pressure on yourself, for the next 30 days, I'll do whatever come to mind. I promise you, that probably is like 60 posts that you don't realize that you have for that
Mm.
30 days of just flimming and doing. And I had this client who was doing food, and I ended up loaning her a lot of my pictures because, she was starting out, she didn't have really good pictures, but it's vegetables, it's all the stuff that I was doing. I was showing doing a lot of prep. Like for instance, I had a 90-day stuff where I was helping people figure out how they want to, get themselves on track, focus, consistency. And so I was tracking all the food I was prepping, I was tracking the water I was drinking.
I'm laughing because I'm reading this beautiful post from
Oh,
Cecilia. She says, "Good morning, beautiful ladies. Love Coach Karen's hair.
thank
I
you.
could only listen for a little bit. Have a client in 15 minutes. Always listen to the replay. Thank you so much."
Thank
And
you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Tachi is in the house. How
Hey,
you
Doc.
doing, Doc? You be safe there in Florida. We are praying for you. She says it's not coming toward her. The
Okay.
hurricane that we're
Well, that's
expecting
good.
today.
That's
So
good.
yes, but we will continue to pray for you
Of
and
course.
your
Of course.
safety. Okay, I'm sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's okay. Excuse me.
Ah, we-
One of the big things that God has put in my heart this morning is talking about drama. You know, when so I'm skipping right ahead to number two, and here's why.
mhm,
We're talking about profitability, how you take this content and turn it into profitability. Once you're doing and once you create it in your space, eventually you start seeing what it is that's going to bring you the money that you want. It clears it up. Lots of time. The reason people want things quick, I'm going to say this piece, then I'm going to move on. The reason everybody wants things like this, money quickly, this quickly, and that quickly, is because they're moving, we all know, from a place of not abundance. I'm just going to say it this
mhm,
way. They're moving from a place from not abundance, but they're also moving from a place of trauma where money was always shortage. It made them panic. So it freaks them out when there's not any, even if they
mhm,
never save. That's the other thing. Sometimes people don't realize, even people who never had a well, had a bank account, but has no money in the bank account to talk about, they still go through this panic from previous. And so they're moving off a trauma. The problem with making money really fast, it's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable because you get this big hit and people do a lot of orders. And if it's something you're making, you can't keep up with it. And then they fizzle out because they also are impatient clients and they leave you to find somebody else can do it faster and get to it.
mhm,
Example, I was on a TikTok yesterday and a woman was talking about making sweaters. Not she making the sweaters, but she did the hand embroidery in the front of the sweater when she was in
mhm,
college. And she got so much orders. She said she had to park the business because she couldn't keep up with it. But it was quick money. She's trying to figure out how she could make money. Nothing wrong with that. But what she figured out is that it wasn't sustainable. And I think each of us start our business mostly in the trauma zone, which means we need money right away. We're afraid to dump into whatever we've seen our parents had problems with or somebody close to us. And we're like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to end up in that. So let me do this,
mhm,
even if it's not a thing you need to be doing. And so you find yourself in it. Your creativity is shot because you can't even pay attention anymore to that kind of stuff because you're just trying to make the money. The joy evaporates from it. And now you're just struggling to keep up. And you're trying to figure out what else could I do to make money?
mhm.
More time than not, you're not profitable because you're busy panicking about the money. Like anything else. When you panic, money slips through your fingers so much faster than when you could relax. And creativity relaxes you, as I talked about it previously.
And I was so surprised to find that that was considered part of creativity, because it is relaxing for me when I craft, and I really enjoy it. But I never really thought about it as, leading to profitability. Good morning, Carlos. How are you this
Morning,
morning?
Carlos. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just, so when I tell my clients all the time, I play the long game. And working with me is the long game, but it's a sustainable game. I give you the fundamentals. I give you the foundational things to do. It's a boring. Yes, part of it is going to be boring, but you can make it exciting. You can make that a boring part exciting as much as you'd like to. You don't have to be restricted to just it feeling boring. You got to find joy within the boring stuff that you do, you know. You
Mm-hmm.
get it done because you know where it's leading you to. And when you got a system in place, when you consistently know what you're coming to do, you get up and you do it. The reason we watch YouTube, the reason we love TikTok and all those places is because are mainly the business owners that is showing us what their processes are. We enjoy them and it relaxes us because they are coming in and doing their own. And sometimes I'd hear people in the comments say, so how do I do that for myself? Like, I don't know how to do that. And really it's coming from the place of I want the money fast. I don't, it's going to take too much time. But every business owner will tell you if they're a t-shirt company, they have to learn how to set it, how to set the press. They mess it up, the letters wasn't right, it was backwards, it stick to the, you name it, it has happened to them. But they had to forge through and understand this is how they're going to make the income. The
Mm-hmm.
difference of you working with yourself and working for somebody work out all those kinks already. So when you get there, they're training you on what they have finished working out. When it's your business, you're training you on what is not going to work. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you learn what do work, you do it and you become faster at it. I can get in my kitchen on Tuesday and I could cook for 4 days in less than 2 hours. In 2 hours and a half, I can cook for 4 days, bake up bread, bunch of snack, out to the kitchen because I've been doing this for a long time. So when I get in the kitchen, everybody knows all four holes are on fire. All four pots are boiling, bubbling, and doing, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
chopping and doing and moving through this. There's a rhythm to my, thing. I don't need anybody in the kitchen with me. Now, if my mom want to come and help, or my sons or anybody want to come help, they'll just automatically do it. Like they see the sink is full of a bunch of dishes. The boys probably pop in, wash up the dishes. Mom, you good? And they're gone. And so I make an order out. But we've been doing this so long, so it's just like automatic. People just come in, help, move out of the kitchen, come back and help because that takes time too when you have to stop and wash the dishes. Now, if it's I alone in the kitchen, it's probably gonna take me 3 hours because I'm stopping to wash in between because I don't want it packed up. But if people are around and milling around in the house, the minute the sink is full, somebody passed by and see it came for a drink of water or something, and they'll just get it done. And so we'll just move along. But that took us time to build that in place. That
Build that system.
you know it's not a big deal to happen. So think about those things with your business. Think about
Well,
not feeling the pressure. Don't let the world give you the pressure.
okay. Well, Carlos says here, also never rely on those close to you to buy into your business. That can be discouraging because you expect certain people to support you. And when they don't, it's,
Don't
it's
expect it.
just,
If
mm-hmm,
they do, they do.
mm-hmm,
But don't expect it. If they do, they do. Don't depend on them. I've always depend on strangers to buy my stuff. That was just been,
customers, yeah.
yeah, that's just
Mm-hmm,
how I've been. So I will tell people, and if they didn't buy, I don't feel hurt by it. It doesn't bother me because I don't even know the reason why they're not buying. Maybe they don't have money to buy it. Maybe they might want a discount, and I'm not a discount person. If I have something that I'm testing out, I might say this is the price because it's testing out, right? But here's my true price, and I'm not afraid to tell you my true price. And I understand when you're starting out, pricing is difficult and you're worried that people wouldn't buy it. But the
mm-hmm,
truth is, people are going to buy it. You just have to get in front of the right people. And before you get in front of the right people, you have to be the right person for yourself. Like you
mm-hmm.
really do. And that's where we're talking about this creative journey. Because when you're in that space and you understand and you're doing and you're moving, you start realizing your value, your worth, and you feel good offering this beautiful product, and just in return this is what you got for it. Like don't worry about sales as, oh my god, I gotta sell this thing for $500, nobody's gonna buy it. No, I'm gonna change somebody's life for $500. Could you imagine? And they're gonna go away and make probably 5 times this money when I'm helping them change their lives because they didn't know this specific thing.
Mm.
Because sometimes just a tiny thing that you can help somebody break through to get them to the other place to make their dollars, to do what it is they need to do.
Let me ask you this, Coach. Maybe this is off of the
No,
subject, but
that's okay.
what do you think about businesses that take um, high ticket items and break them down, like if it's services, and break them down into pieces so that people can sort of curate or sort of like boutique shop for what they need from those services. So that now they're paying less, but they're just buying a piece of something. What do you think about that?
It's not a bad idea because some people don't need the whole thing, they just need those specific thing. And so
Mm-hmm.
for those people, it's great. The buyers. We're gonna talk about
Hmm.
this, about the business
Yeah,
one eventually. But
the
be
customer.
warned,
Mm-hmm.
if you are not there yet, don't buy pieces. It's gonna be way more expensive buying pieces
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know what you're doing. Think about it. If you went to Home Depot and you bought yourself a piece of wood, right? And you didn't know what you're doing, you go buy and buy another piece of wood and another piece of wood. By the time you get back home to build whatever you're going to build, if you didn't know what you're building before you went to Home Depot, you would have spent more money than if you went in with a measurement, talked to one of the consultants. They would have tell you what piece to buy. They would have cut it up for you. You'd have make one trip, less gas, less time wasted, and you'd have build a box or whatever, bench, whatever you were building.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to think about in your business. If somebody's selling pieces of a whole and the whole was $3,000, let's say, and you're buying these pieces at $97 here, 100 or something here, and 100 something. If you are not at a place where you know how to stitch it together, you waste a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
That person spent time going through processes. That's why they're charging you $3,000 or $4,000 to get you there. If they're like me, like I got a program, that is 3-5. And in that group coaching program, I'm taking you from the beginning, if you know nothing, all the way up to where you're going to make money. You're going to be in the program for a full year, 4 months intense, but for the rest of the year, working through your processes, right? In there, you get to ask me questions. We get to go in and deal directly with your business to see what is needed, what is lacking, what's happening with you. Because this is something that sometimes a lot of us online don't want to deal with people with. What's happening to them? Like, find out. Talk to the person. Give them an hour of your time for free and just find out. You got a baby, your relationship is going south. You don't have to give us detail, but we can probably store you in terms of how to approach it to make your life a little easier so you could actually tackle it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is something that sometimes we don't talk about, but it is a fact. When you're having a hard time in your personal life, it spills over into your business life. And sometimes this little bit of thing that you could have get done, you can't get it done. A kid crying over here, somebody got fever over here, your husband calling you for food over there, and you're like all over these places and you can't settle down to get your work done. Now imagine, Terry, you buy all these little courses and you can't get to them because you can't stitch them together. So sometimes the program is better. As for the business owner, I think the biggest part of selling the pieces, and again, people need to buy it because we're not responsible for that. So let me clear that up. People need to buy it if they know they can stitch it together. For
Mm-hmm.
us, it's no big deal because if you create your program well, you can really sell pieces.
Yes, yeah, modules, yeah.
Yes, if you create them well, like I do marketing module, I do sales module, I do social media module. So I do them in the future so I could tear them apart. You know, I do the
Mm-hmm.
purpose, I do your all those things in there. I do so you can really say, I just want to figure out my purpose, and you can just buy the purpose project. Then what I do next, and you comment. But you got to really be on it. It's just like YouTube. If you get on YouTube and you don't know what you're looking for, you go down a rabbit hole. Like you don't know what you're looking for. If you're taking a Canva course, that's why I have Canva 101, because when you get in there, you never use Canva. Everybody says easy, but if you never do it, it is not easy for you because
Mm-hmm.
you never done it. But if you've done it before, and I'm like, do this and just pop this picture in here and put these letters in here, you're like, I got that. I could take it and run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for the consumer, for me, as the seller, I'm selling you this part because I'm assuming you know this amount to work with it. So I just said that's my opinion. I would
Gotcha.
say. Did I answer the question?
Yes, you did. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it makes sense.
Yes. Yes. So that's my opinion. So nothing wrong with breaking it down
Mm-mm.
for both people once you're buying at the right place. If not, because I have bought at the wrong place, I ain't gonna lie, and I go back and like, what, I should buy the whole program.
Yeah, and it's
And
sort
the
of like,
lady, yeah, and I end up buying. That taught me something too. Most programs, I'll buy the most expensive part of it.
yes.
Most programs, like
Mhm.
I'll offer this and that, and well, if it's the offer, I always buy the bigger package because to me, I always get the best out of it.
Yes.
Get
Yeah.
the best
It
out of
makes
it.
sense. It's sort of like buying, putting together a wardrobe.
Yes, yes.
You get
Yeah,
the dress home, you think you have shoes, you get it home, you don't have the shoes. Now you're back looking for the right shoe, the shoe that you wanted is gone, da, da, da,
yeah,
and it just goes on and on.
yes. So yeah. So you want to be understanding of those things when you decide um, that's what you're going to buy.
When you're
That's how
doing
it's going
goods
to
and
happen.
services, yeah.
Yes,
And as a business owner, you want to be aware of
yes,
that. I was
yes,
just speaking about that. Okay.
yeah.
I'm
And
sorry.
that's where
I
you really
didn't,
have to take
I
time.
didn't
Take
interrupt.
time. It takes time. Don't feel rushed when you're starting your business. I know it feels like everybody's ahead of you. You're right where you're supposed to be at this moment, because somebody is going to come along and think that they want to be where you are when you get there. Like, we all have to go through this journey. Because
Mm,
even if you get there very quickly, at some point you're gonna have to come back and fix all these little corners that you skip over. It's
mm.
like cleaning your house and leaving all the dust in the corner, and then at some point you go in there, you have to clean the whole house, and you could have moved the furniture once a month.
Once in a while, I love it.
Oh gosh. And I'm talking about, last but not least, if you're not creating content, like, what is holding you back?
Mhm.
Why? Like, sit down and figure out, am I not a video person? Do I don't like to write? Like, I don't think of ideas right away. And if that is true, that's okay. There's ways to go. Like,
Mhm.
get on Pinterest, look at what people are talking about, put in the search, and find out what it is you like to do or you're doing. And you don't have to copy, but go there for inspiration. Go there to see what kind of content would make you want to keep watching or looking or wanting, because I've Pinterest is such a creative space, and it's a great search engine, but it just make your creativity, highlights it, just pump it. I just feel like, for me, I'm just gonna say, for me, some people say I don't like Pinterest, but get on Pinterest, get on it, and don't put any pressure on yourself. Just enjoy what the eyes are seeing. Let the eyes get some joy. That's it. Just let the eyes get some
I
joy.
love that. Let your eyes get some joy.
And then let it work it, sip it way, and work down. Set
Mhm.
your timer. Like, if it's a bore to you, set your timer 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna scroll through Pinterest and see what I like. Don't go down a rabbit hole. When I first came online, my coach at the time says to me, Caren, 30 minutes on Pinterest, no
Mhm.
longer. I know what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, this is a place you're gonna want to be because you're a creative. And she was not lying. An hour later, I still on Pinterest. And that's for the creative folks. If you're not there, it's okay. 10 minutes, get there, get inspired, get
Mhm.
anywhere you need to get inspired, walk outside, see the trees, have a conversation, try to figure out some things about the trees. Creativity come from anywhere and everywhere. That's why when somebody write a song or paint, they say, so how do you get creative? They're like, inspiration come everywhere.
Wow.
Comes everywhere at you. And when it comes at you, jot it down, a word, a sentence, a phrase, and get yourself into this rhythm and set yourself goals. In the next 30 days, I'll do X, Y, and Z. In the next 60 days, I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And in the next 90 days, I want to be making this amount of money. So all these things is working up to the money, right?
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
you understand you're going through that pace. So let's say you'd set yourself out at 500. I'm going to go very low, 500 a month goal, because maybe it's just an add-on to your salary already. And you only hit 250. I want you to go back and see why you only hit 250. Like, what were you thinking? What were you doing? How were you blocking yourself? What were you telling yourself in your head? That's why you didn't hit the 500. All the things you could have done, but you didn't do because you didn't believe you could make $500.
Mhm.
Those things. If you made 700, 750, let's say you went above and beyond, you're like, how, you still go back and see, how did I make it? Where was the spot where was the big stuff? How was I feeling at the moment? Was I excited? Was I feeling great to serve? Did I feel like I was really selling? Like, sell and be happy for people to sell to you also. This thing is
Mhm.
two-way street. Like, be happy to sell and be happy that people sell to you, even if you don't buy. Like, when somebody send me, info about something, I'm happy for them. I might say it's not something that I need at the moment. If it's something I could see that I could give as a gift, I'll say, well, maybe I'll give it a gift to somebody because this look nice. It remind me of so and so, and then I'll probably just buy it for that person and
Mhm.
gift it to them. And that's how I buy gifts generally. So sell to people, because you don't know at the moment what it is they need and what it is they can take and use and do. I used to I probably can bring it back. I used to sell to coaches gifts for their coaching because they're like, everything is on the road, everything is around and about. I don't really know what I want to get. And I would just do little thing and they'll just buy it from me.
Mhm.
Also, you know, I used to sell pajamas to men and their sons. I
Oh.
don't see that happening anymore. Men will buy pajamas for them and their sons to match.
Oh.
One of the craziest thing that I ever did was sell like hotcakes. I was sold out in an hour. I was at a show and I was sold out in an hour. And I didn't have much of it, but I was sold out. It sold. Like two guys came and buy, and he's like, I'm gonna tell my friend. As he walked away, he called the guy on the phone. They came back and bought. It's like, this guy's like, I got a daughter. I didn't have anything to match it, but he's like, you need to have for fathers who only have girls, right? But the guys were excited because I had was pajamas and I had firefighters. The fabric was all the firefighters and all the police officers, and I even had some out of this sunflower. And
Oh.
guys bought it. Like the color, I think because the kids were happy with the colors. The colors were like cobalt blue, red, yellow, all the primary colors, and kids were happy. So the dads were happy that the kid were happy in the outfit.
Yes.
I had a couple of pictures. I don't have them anymore.
Mhm.
Where the guy sent me, here's a picture of me and my son.
Cool. And Cecilia says she loves Pinterest. She says,
Yes, see,
I love Pinterest. Yes,
I love
Cecilia.
Pinterest too. It really got all kind of great things on there. But yeah, you know, you just want to get into that spirit. You want to get into that joy. You want to sell. I'm telling you, the salespeople who do good,
Mm-hmm.
understand that you get there. If you're not into sales, one of the biggest things I teach, I'm going to give you this little tip. I teach in my sales course is about getting in front of the mirror and sell to yourself. I want you to sell the pants off of what you have. I want you to sell it. We're going to sell it physically, then we're going to sell it in writing, then we're going to sell it, you know, so different forms of selling, and then we
Oh.
do role play. Why? Because I want to get comfortable in sales. If you don't sell, you're not going to make money in your business. Like you got to sell. You got to sell. You got to sell happily, enthusiastic. You know, people want to buy from you and send you referrals after shopping with you. You ever went to a store, Terry, and you meet a wonderful sales girl, and you're like, even if you pass through the mall and you're looking to see if the girl is in the mall, even if you're not buying anything from the store today, like you're looking around and you're like, I wonder if she's in there, and you want nothing.
True, you
And you're
do,
like,
don't you?
I wonder if she's in there. Was Victoria's Secret? No, not Victoria's Secret. I forget what was this underwear store. I went in at them all the time. And this girl was so great in fitting me
Mhm.
that sometimes I'll just pass and she see me, she just do a little wave. We'll just do a little wave, right? You know, I went back and buy several bras and there are different times. And if she's not around, I'm not buying the bra, which is terrible. It's just true.
No, because customer service is very important and fit is important, and everybody doesn't know their business as well as others.
Yeah, and
Some people are
yeah,
just
she
more
got me
more
bras. Like,
gifted.
yeah, like I get in there. She's okay. You're okay. I was in the change room. She said, "You want me to come in and make sure everything is good?" I'm like,
Mhm.
"Yeah." She came in, pulled the back down, adjust the strap.
To
She's like,
show us, yes.
"Yeah," and she's like, "You know, but this fit is not good for you. Even though it's feeling good, it wouldn't carry you well. Let me get you something else." I
See,
am telling you, Terry, I left the bra store and I probably spent over $300 just because you were.
exactly, and we will do that because we don't get that kind of help on a regular basis, and we want to take advantage of a good fit.
Yeah,
And we do that with other things
with
too.
other things too,
Mhm,
you know.
mhm.
So what do you have? People need, and you really need to if it's a service, don't let them hanging. Even if it's an evergreen, you know, I have a couple of those where you buy it and you really not interact with me, mostly the videos and the writing, but I always give people the opportunity, email me and let me know if there's something in there that you don't understand so I can explain it to you, because I want people to leave really satisfied. I just don't want to run businesses where my customers are not leaving satisfied. And I know when you're starting out, you're scared. You probably don't want to talk to people because you're afraid that it didn't work out as well as you want to. But those are your best people. If they tell you it doesn't work out well, you have a chance to fix it. You know, you got a chance to get in there and fix it. Me, my mom was laughing the other day because I told her, I said, she always laughed at me. She says, Caren, you sell. I've sell some ridiculous things in my lifetime. I've sell things that didn't work out well. And I've taken the feedback. Did I feel bad at times? Yes. Did I walk away thinking, oh my God, I can't believe this didn't turn out well? But then I fix it, I rectify it.
Mhm.
And people appreciate that I rectify it. One time I made bread home again, and the bread didn't raise as well as I wanted to, so it was a little heavy. And some people like heavy bread, but it was heavier than my normal bread. And I said to the girl, I said, listen, when I make bread the next week, you can get some extra bread. She's like, thank you, Karen, because I was thinking that your bread is not, this is not the usual way you make bread. And so the next time I made bread, I made sure I had a nice small pan and a little bread just for her. She had two daughters, and I made the bread out of some kind of little animal, and the kids were just excited that the bread was just for them.
Uh-huh.
And the mom was excited that I didn't just tell her that week, but when she came the next week, I had it ready to give them. So those are the things you want to do when you're selling. Now you're not afraid because you're really serving, whether it's
Mhm.
product or service, you really serving your clientele. So
Right.
yes, guys, all this month we talk about creativity. I enjoy presenting to you guys, in case you didn't know.
Well, we love hearing from you in case you didn't know, because we always learn something new. You were going to tell us about what's holding us back, but I think we may have to talk about that next week.
Yes, sorry. I got it.
No, I kept interrupting you. I'm sorry. um, so, um, one thing I heard today was with creativity will come profitability if you continue to be creative around the things that you love, the things that you're providing to others,
Mhm.
because you're excited about it.
And people love excited. People just get into it. I don't care if you're
Mhm.
selling a pair of earrings. Dress it up. Get on a suit, put on a sweater. We're getting into the fall season. Do whatever you need to do and showcase those earrings. Just be happy. Like, bring some life to what you're selling. Good.
Oh, bring some life and bring some joy, people.
Yes,
God
yes.
is good.
He
So
is.
I just want to thank you, Coach. We
You're
learned
welcome.
some valuable lessons today, all around creativity, that we're all content makers. Who knew?
We all are. We all are. We all are. I'm like, wait a minute. I've got stacks of books of content that I've created.
Oh my goodness. So you want to sum this up for us today,
Yeah,
Coach?
all this month we talk about creativity. Today we talk about content creation. And I wanted to bring a spin to you to let you know that you are a content creator, even if you don't think you create content. Everything you showcase, you talk to us about, you do. If you're not sure, you just take all of that and turn it into your own storytelling. If you want to figure out how to do that, you know where to reach me, guys. Reach out. Let's talk about it, okay? Um, and so that you're consistently focused on building this business of yours. If you want it to be good, sorry, can't even talk. If you want it to be good, grand, you're gonna have to work at it. There's no other way. You come into work and you work on your business. If you go to work, when you come in, you rest and you work on your business. If you're
Mhm.
able to, you get up before you leave to go to work and you work on your business, and you will see the fruits of it eventually. You're just gonna have to work at it. I ain't gonna lie to you. You got to put in the work.
Now, see, that's the whole deal.
Mhm.
We learned a lot about creativity, but the bottom line, according to Coach, is you gotta work your business. So, oh my goodness, the business will work when you work the business.
Yes.
So today we want to thank Coach for all of the things that she shared with us. I hope you took notes. Uh, if not, watch the replay and take some notes. We want to thank everybody who's watching live. And for those of you who will be watching on the replay, we want to say, hey, join us every weekday, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard
Eastern.
Time. Come on over and get with us here at BizChicks. We also would like you to know that you can become a part of the BizChicks community simply by texting biz to 33777, or you can join us through bizchicks.net. We'd love to have you come over and be a part of our community so we can help you run a profitable business that's fun to run
Sure.
and share what you do with others. So, with that, we want to remind you it's okay to make money in your business.
Yeah, go to
So, go to the front of
front
your
of your own line.
own. Have a great day, and we will see you soon. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye, Coach.
Bye, Sarah.